Yeah, Father's Hippie here. Wanting to do a little video on this curvature thing. I don't know. The thing is so convoluted and such a head trip. You know, this 8 inches per mile squared. It doesn't really represent anything, as best I can tell. I think it's just it's more confusing than it is anything. Now I'm going to do a video here on what I consider the curvature calculations should be a couple of different ways. Here we got our ball. Right there. On this ball, you know, here's the I guess what you want to call the North Pole or whatever. As far as I'm concerned, well, we're just dealing with a ball now. So anyway, that's right here, and here's South Pole. So what it seems like everybody's trying to figure is uh, how much view should be obstructed if if you want to look at a point over here or point here, or even if you wanted to look clear at the other pole, how much obstruction would there be? Uh, how much of the ball would be hiding the object from view? You know, whether it's right here. Anyway, so I kind of did some math and got her figured out as far as I'm concerned. Uh, I took half the alleged globe from this point to this point should be obstructed by the radius. That's how the calculation ought to work. If I'm trying to look from here, top to the bottom, the radius should be how much curvature, whatever it is, no matter where it is along this line, is obstructed from view. So we take half the globe. The curvature calculation, if you're trying to look from the North Pole to the South Pole, at least the way I got it figured, is 1.62 inches per mile squared. That result at 1.62 inches per mile squared from here to here, top to bottom, half the globe, works out to 3,963 miles. That's pretty close to their 3957, and that's good for half the globe. There's going to be a wall of water and land between point A and point B, which you'd have to look through to see, this point here. Here it works out to, you're looking across there to say a quarter away around the globe, it's going to work out to, I don't know, 980 some miles or something. Anyway, or if you want to look to here or here or here or here, depending on where you want to look, the actual equation is 1.62 inches per mile squared, not 8 inches per mile squared for some convoluted figure that you go out here and then you come down here like this, and that 8 inches per mile squared breaks down at every opportunity, particularly once you get past here. Once you get past here, it is totally meaningless, and really this drop, looking straight out and coming straight down, is not really not what people are contending that it is. This 1.62 inches per mile squared is the amount of material that would be blocked, or how how much an object would be how much an object would, that if you're trying to look at it here, would be blocked from view. The hump, basically, the hump, you know, being, if you're looking from here to here, the hump this much is 3963. The inches per mile squared is a bunch of nonsense as far as I'm concerned. And the other curvature calculation, and that's for a that was for an observer standing in one place, just standing there, you know, trying to look at something 40 miles away or 100 miles away or 12,225 miles away, or 12,450 miles away. That's how you get the answer of what you know, what would be obstructing your view, which is how the 8 inches per mile squared is portrayed. That's just confusing and nonsense. The other curvature calculation for a person moving, traveling, walking, flying, driving, imagine this globe as a piece of pie with 24,901 pieces of pie. I, of course, can't draw all that, but, you know, envision it in your head. 24,901 separate pieces of pie. So that traveler is going to walk 1 mile, and he's going to drop 1.62 inches. And then he's going to walk another mile, and he's going to drop 1.62 inches. Even if you don't like that figure, use 8 inches. You use whatever figure you want. I'm saying it's 1.62 inches, and there's nothing logarithmic about it or exponential or any of that. I think exponential, not logarithmic. There's nothing exponential about it. As the curvature calculation that I just showed you bears out. It's fine for a stationary observer, but a plane flying, constantly nosing down, or a car driving around it, or a person on foot, you walk 1 mile, and you're at that new level, and then you walk another mile, and you're at that new level, and then you walk another mile, and you're at that new level, and pretty soon you walk all the way around this son of a bitch, and you're back to where you started. There's nothing exponential about it. It's a piece of pie. If you cut it into 4 pieces, each piece is what it is. And there's nothing exponential about cutting a piece of pie into 4 pieces or 24,901 pieces. It's the same for each distance you travel, each mile is exactly the same. It's not anything by anything squared. It is just, you know, it's straight up simple stuff. You know, trying to use that convoluted 8 inches per mile squared thing to talk about a plane that's flying around the globe having to nose down so much every mile is nonsense. It's just not reality. That plane would nose down 1.62 inches every mile, because by the time that plane gets to that mile, then that's a new starting point, and then it's another 1.62 inches for the next mile, and then that's another starting point. That 1.62 inches or 8 inches or whatever you think it is only good for the observer who is stationary, but somebody traveling is something entirely different. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's 1.62 inches every mile, and it starts over again at that mile. It's something entirely different from a stationary observer. Anyway, it probably didn't make any sense to anybody, but that's my 2 cents worth on it, and that's how I see it. Thanks for listening.